Welcome to the RC Roundtable podcast, where we discuss the latest RC hobby news, events, model reviews, and a whole lot more.
Hey guys,
you got to warn me about that. And we're live, all four of us.
I don't know if he's chiming in. He seems to have his microphone off, so I don't know.
I think he's going to give all the airplanes away to other people.
I'm pretty sure he didn't have a whole lot to say. Anyways,
we'll give him a few more seconds to chime in. If not, we'll take him out.
He wasn't in a talking mood. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the RC Roundtable live. All four of us, including our special guest, Mr. Freezer Bernie, Freezer Burn. Feel the freezer burn. All right, so everybody, thanks for joining us. Our first official live show of the year.
Is it?
It's our official RC Roundtable live show.
Yes, RC Roundtable.
All right.
On our live show. That's why I said kinda, sort of.
Our
What could
wholly
you possibly
owned.
be referring to?
Do
we look
nothing.
familiar? I was going to say. Yeah. Does this look familiar?
I don't know what you're talking about, Terry.
Tell the people who may have missed it so they can go find it.
Well, go find it.
Lee, you talk about it.
Oh, well, go to look up a model aircraft on YouTube. It's actually, I think it's youtube.com/model aircraft. And that is the AMA's, the Academy of Model Aeronautics YouTube channel. And if you guys do not know already, the RC Roundtable took over AMA Air in a fun and exciting and entertaining and highly applauded. And we're waiting for the Oscars to come around, or was that Emmys? I don't know if we're Oscars or Emmys. Tony's. Yeah, I don't know if we had song and dance, but yes. Anyway, that was a lot of weeks ago. Hey, we don't need Bernie. Say goodbye, Bernie.
Bye, Bernie. Bye, Bernie.
Maybe it fits over there. But that was a lot of fun. We
would plan more thoroughly for that.
What? For what?
For the AMA thing.
Oh, well.
I said if people thought that we would change and plan thoroughly for such a thing, they're mistaken.
Oh.
A surprising amount of planning went into that.
Well, the good news is a lot of people we talked to who are in on the joke got the outer limits, relationship. And I will tell you, my brother, who doesn't usually watch or listen to my podcast, he actually did watch the AMA Air Live takeover and just said he was like guffawing at the we control the vertical. He loved the helicopter. He thought that was the funniest part. Not me, just the helicopter.
We should point out that was my helicopter. That was me flying it. Yeah. I did a quick little. I was out in the field by myself. I went to the flying field. I was like, "Where's everybody?" Oh, okay, great. I had the whole field to myself. So I just set the camera up on a tripod and did a couple of zoom up takeoffs.
Cool. You're not supposed to do that, are you?
What?
Fly a helicopter by yourself. Things
Why
are
not?
practically out of control all the time.
It's only a couple of hundred pieces trying to fly apart at any one time.
Less injuries, less fatality.
Yes. Well, anyways, I hope you guys have seen it. I see a bunch of people, familiar faces in the chat. George, Tony, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, congratulations on the new baby, by the way, Kevin. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, he had some Facebook pictures of the littlest one, the newest flight pilot, I guess. Let's see, our old buddy Mike Rosnick, Hal, Glenn, some guy from Missouri.
Hello, some guy from Missouri.
Missouri. Hey, Mr. Niesgoda. Hey,
he's on the show.
Yeah, you new to the show. Niesgoda was on the show.
PB. Hey,
so
PB.
Tony Curso and Kevin again.
That reminds me, I have a secret and I can't tell you and I won't tell you.
So why'd you mention it?
Just
So we lost Terry. I don't know what happened. We'll see if we can get him back. Oh, there he is.
The transmission. I don't know.
I didn't want to be here
Maybe
anyway.
I can fix it.
Oh, I heard what
Oh.
you said.
Mm.
Shame on you. We are glad you're here. We're also glad those of you who are watching are here. We're gonna relax today, have fun. The AMA takeover. Pardon me, my glasses are just fogging up. I'm so excited. But the AMA takeover was a lot of fun, and thank you all for tuning in and responding. It's had a little over 3,500 views.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, that's about 3,000. That was just on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube and on their Facebook page. So either or. If you go to the Facebook page and scroll down, you'll see it.
And I think we were all together. I was like, only one guy said, "I'm out." I don't think he didn't like the humor. He wanted truth and facts and wanted to know who that secret guy was. And
I wonder if he was joking or really thought we were being serious. I thought it was great if he thought we were serious. That was like, that was perfect.
Well, I'm going to tell this because I don't see him logged in, but our good friend Mason Hutchinson, he works for Straddle Launch. The funny joke, guys, this is hilarious. I'm glad I get to share it with our listeners. That Mason and I had actually talked a day or two before, and I hadn't told him anything, but we were talking about the whole remote ID and education aspect, trying to see what we can do to get schools to get their FRIA status. And that's something we were talking about, but out of the side of my mouth, I said, "Hey, I heard they had some special guests. Do you have any idea?" And he goes, "No, I don't." I was like, "I've asked a couple of people. They haven't told me." I said, "Yeah, well, I mean, I talked to Matt. He said it was someone very special from California. I thought it was like you or Chris." And he goes, no. I said, I don't know. So I said, well, I'll tune in. I'll chat with you. And that was it. Well, when we got online to do AMA Hair, our producer said that Mason had been calling all these people at AMA, asking who was the guest, the special guest. So we just thought that would be perfect. We make him the special guest. and he was actually in the chat room, and we told him, "Oh, it looks like Mason. We missed hearing Mason." So that was great. So it was a little shout out to our friend Mason.
Yeah.
He turned out to be the special guest.
That was funny. Just as we're signing off, he types in the chat. He goes, "Hey, wait, what?"
That was funny.
Have you talked to him since then?
I did. I think just chatted with him. I thought he asked if he thought it was funny. He did, and so we're all good. Rex just chimed in and said AMA hackers. Well, I guess it was both Fitz and I. Terry was just along for the ride.
As usual.
Terry was just in his Unabomber costume.
What is the capacity of that mug?
Isn't that big?
Right
now it's whiskey. The capacity of this mug is whiskey.
I think it's 1.5 bladders.
It's a nice mug. And if you stay tuned, I might be giving away another one.
Oh.
Let's just say I hacked into AMA's shop another time.
Wait, of goodies.
Who knows? Could it be you, Tony Accurso? I don't know. We'll find out. But let's get going. We got a little checklist of things to talk about, and we will try this time
You
around.
have a checklist of things to talk about.
Well, I sent it to both of you.
Did you?
Yeah, but we also want to make sure we talk to our fellow guys in the comment section, because we need to make this more interactive. See if we can ask or answer the silly questions.
All right.
Yeah, true. I don't see any silly questions yet. So,
They'll
hey, we got somebody from Australia.
Andrew. Thank you, Andrew.
Fantastic. Green from down on. Always got a Wally. A Wally. Hey, cool.
Let's not get it fly far. Just click. Hey, there's RC Roundtable gang. All right, so we talked about the AMA takeover. I guess I'm running the show since Terry's like pointing at me. We were kind of
run the show.
Excuse me, I always run the show.
Yeah,
I thought that was Fitz's job last time.
Nah,
the whole hacking thing.
I never run the show. Put it that way.
Well, then you know what I'm going to do. I am going to move it over to Fitz and ask Fitz if he can talk about the model airplane news article.
Yeah,
model airplane news. Well,
yes. Still around?
Yeah, it's still around. Yes. The local Barnes and Nobles near you. Yes. In fact, I have my very first article in the model airplane news, this current issue that's out right now, and it is covering the Shock Cub.
Yay.
So it's I guess I can pull it up. Let's see how
share your screen.
Let me see how I share my screen. I share a screen. I got to share a tab.
I don't have it.
I can. Give me a second to see which one.
Let me pull a Fitz and start working on a plastic model kit.
There we go. Can you see that?
Nope.
No. Oh, I think I have to share it. Add to stream. Here we go. It's the tail.
Jeez. Yes. So here is
It's a split.
it's a split. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So this is the picture you took, Lee, of course. Savage Muddle Shock Cub, and there's a picture of me standing next to it. This was at Bomber Field, by the way.
It's a tiny little thing.
It's
What's the brand?
It's a
Just a wee
UMX.
thing. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. This is a Seagull Models, courtesy of Legend Hobby. They in fact, he just got a big shipment in of some more. So go over to legendhobby.com, and this is a 40cc power twin cylinder RCGF engine. This is a big mother.
Does it come with Loctite?
No, you supply your own Loctite. So,
yeah, I don't know if you've mentioned it yet, but there's a great assembly video like 2-part video, isn't it? Fitz on YouTube.
Yes, I have a 2-part video on my YouTube channel at Hobby View, one word.
I have this. Look right there.
What?
Like the little banner right there. It says Hobby View.
There you go.
That's Fitz's little personal YouTube channel. It's really good. We just need to get some of those guys to come watch us. Steal from Fitz.
So yeah, I'm not going to show you the whole article. I really have more pictures, but here's a couple of teaser shot there. So I did 2 videos. I did the build, which is one video, and my trials and tribulations doing that, and of course a flight video, which also was more interesting than I thought it would, because this has movable leading edge slots or slats. So I spent some time experimenting with those, because they're hooked up to servos, and they didn't quite work as I thought they would. So I experimented with different positions and whatnot. So you can watch the video and see what happens. But ultimately, the Cub, it is really slow flying. You can really slow it down, drop the flaps, point it into the wind, do some high alpha, and it slows to a crawl. It's pretty amazing. Very easy, very fun plane to fly. And it was funny. There was a thread on RC groups that was talking about it, and I had to chime in because somebody saw the video. They posted the video without even me asking about it. They said, "Hey, there's a video," and they were talking about the slats. So I had to chime in and clarify some things what I did. So I thought that was helpful.
Yeah, so, the part where you have the webcam or the little camera on the wing showing the slats, just deciding to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Let's tighten those suckers back down.
Yes.
Intermittent slats.
So yes, I understand. Tomas at Legend Hobby told me that RCGF has a new engine, a 50 or 52 cc from the RCGF twin as well, that just came out, and so somebody's going to shove that into a Shock Cub. So hopefully we can get them together. It's a local person, and compare the flight characteristics of the 40 versus the 50 cc twin cylinder engines. So that had to be interesting. So hopefully we'll have a follow-up on that as well.
Cool. Hey Lee, I'm going to ask for your audio advice. I'm hearing Fitz get staticky every time he starts a sentence. Is that just me, or is that him?
I hear a little bit too, but I'll reach out to the people watching and chime in on the chat, guys. If Fitz's audio is giving you issues, it's not as good as it was earlier, Fitz, but I can understand you.
Yeah, I'm getting the gist of it.
Is it still doing it?
It didn't. No, not since I mentioned it.
It fixed itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Cool.
I've got some nice feedback from different places about the article. So thank you very much. Thank you, Lee, as well, for the video and still photo work. Fantastic as usual. So
you're welcome.
Hey, Lee, is that your first man credit as well?
It is. I think so.
Oh,
Unless, have you written for anything for Man, Terry?
Not Model Airplane News, but I wrote for their multi-rotor magazine last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, a while back.
I think you've actually met their editor before, haven't you, Gary Yarish?
Nope, just electronically. I've met Jerry Yarish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've met editor. Yeah.
No, Deborah Cleghorn's their editor-in-chief.
Oh, okay. I think he is a editor, maybe.
Yeah.
Or something.
So I met him at Rhinebeck 10 years ago, 8
okay.
years ago, whatever it was when I was there. Yeah.
All the years ago.
Oh, I met him at the AMA Expo too, a couple years ago. Forgot about that.
Okay.
East or west?
East.
New Jersey.
Yeah, their offices are located in Connecticut, so it's only about an hour drive.
Yeah,
for
I didn't
him.
realize that. I was like, huh, okay. The next time I'm up there, maybe I'll see if I can meet them or something.
Steve needs Goda, man. He just
Well.
got to be cracked up. Fitz's pipes are as beautiful as always.
Cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war.
Jeez. But he's got the face of radio.
Yeah, I got a face for radio.
Oh my gosh. So Fitz, while we're talking about you, do you have anything around you that you'd want to talk about? Anything on your workbench?
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Just curious if you've got something since you have been sharing stories on our podcast, and I think we may have done it on the live show too. All your cool builds that you've been doing in your workshop, all the new tables. I think you have like 20 tables now, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. All these tables,
It's shelves, tables on top of tables.
tables on top of and embedded tables, bunk bench tables. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, tables have been really useful. So I've got a helicopter sitting over there. I got some random stuff on that one. I got stuff on the bomber on that one, and on that one, can you see that?
I see a box. I'm not sure I can.
You can't see it because it's out of focus. Let me
Pretty
move
sure
over.
I could fit inside that box.
It's got a roundel.
It's got a roundel. There is the next project.
That's new. That's what's new, PV. Okay, a plane. Awesome.
This is the plane.
Moraine Saulnier. Is that how you pronounce it?
Wow, that came out of you really well.
Yeah, Vive la France. Yeah,
Sound like my doctor.
Yes, this was also Seagull Models, courtesy of Legend Hobby. He just got these in, and this is. I thought the Shark Cub was big. This is like makes the Shark Cub look like a park flyer. This is another big mother. This will be
another big mother.
Big mother, yes, big mama. So this will be powered by 60cc EME engine with self start. And there's another ARV. This is a very new model that just came off, new design. So this is really, really new. So I look forward to getting that together.
It's got that new cardboard smell.
Not the new cardboard smell. Yes. It's got bamboo tree smell because it's courtesy of its location.
The corrugation is still drying.
Yeah. So this is neat. Parasol wing. This was a late World War I aircraft that I think it saw very, very limited service. When I looked it up, apparently it was designed to compete with some of the newer models in the air, but they had a problem with the wings falling off or ripping off on it. So
hopefully you didn't include that in this build.
Hopefully it's not a feature of model. Yeah,
exactly.
So
lifelike French monoplane. The wings fall off.
So they relegated it to training work and that kind of stuff. So it was very short-lived in the combat field, but it's very neat. Very much like kind of the Fokker D8 parasol wing. Pretty advanced for World War I because mostly biplanes. So when you have one wing, it's tougher to reinforce it. I guess that's hence how the French found out that it's tough. So the Germans are able to do it, but the French not so much apparently.
And from monoplane to nanoplane.
Yeah, nanoplane. Yes, the lawn dart. So that's pretty cool. Look on, I guess, at Legend Hobby. I think has it listed on their site. You can take a look at it and see all the stuff about it. Very scale. Lots of struts on that thing. One thing I found
there's more.
There's more.
How much would you pay?
So yeah. I think I like this camera.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I found from Zor makes these wonderful antique props.
Oh yeah.
That I'm going to use.
You should put that on your yin yang, Terry.
You know. These are really cool. I was looking at some props, and they make two colors. They got a light and a dark. I picked up one of each, and this is painted, but it looks like the brass or whatever metal they used to put on the tips. Yeah. The scimitar angle look, really, really nice. I thought that was pretty cool. So when I picked one up, and it had the size I needed for the engine. So I think this is
what size is that?
24.8, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
I believe it's a 24.8. Yeah, it's a 24. I'm pretty sure.
You will cry if you ever nose over.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you start getting these bigger planes, those props are expensive.
Yeah.
Don't go over. Don't go over.
No, baby. No.
Take the tail wheel.
Take anything but the prop. So that will be it'll be just like the Shock Cub, I think. Well, I'll have It'll be on my YouTube channel and another issue of Model Airplane News. If all goes well. So
Cool.
All right.
So
I forgot
what's
to
that
add.
square box on Fitz's screen?
ignore that. It'll go away.
Don't look.
Don't look.
You sound like
Ignore
my
the prop.
doctor again.
What
Ignore
are
that,
these
it'll go
dots on
away.
my arm, Doctor?
Don't
Just don't look
scratch
at
it.
them.
It should go away. If it doesn't, I'll make it go away. But it's
It's okay.
it's an artifact of the camera I'm using.
Okay.
Fitz, I don't remember. I know you got in the article with the Shot Cub, but did the Shot Cub make the cover?
No, they have they did the Top Gun stuff
Oh,
on the cover.
That's right.
David
Yeah.
Hart. Got you again.
David Hart, yes.
David.
Hard to beat David Hart. But our buddy Brent
Becker?
Becker, that's it.
Brett Becker.
Brent Becker, yes, made the cover in part. A little thumbnail of him next to
YouTube?
you. Yeah, so
Okay. I'll let it slide this time.
we'll let him go with it this time.
Right.
They're forgiven, sort of.
Great. Now what?
Oh, just a shout out to a couple of people who just chimed in. 2 guys from North Carolina. Michael from just says from North Carolina. He didn't say city. We'll give a shout out to your city, Michael. And then RDKR03, Raymond from North Carolina. It sounds like a radio station, doesn't it? Live from RDKR03. The classics. Anybody have any questions before we move on? I mean, did anybody see anything behind Fitz that y'all want him to talk about? What does Fitz have in his workshop? Yeah, exactly. How many planes can you see?
Hopefully less.
Well, someone did ask Terry about the plane you've got behind your head there. That big yellow lawn dart.
I had a 50% chance of getting it right. No, I screwed it up. Piranha.
The Piranha.
Yeah, that's the Flex Innovation 6S Fly and Wing. Thought I had a battery handy. Where'd it go?
Can you bring it up and show it to the camera?
I guess. I mean, how close do you want me to get?
All the way. We
Not
went to
that kind of
reach
show.
out. In fact, you know what I should have done? I am so sorry. I'm a terrible producer.
Hmm.
Bad
If we had a
producer.
bruiser.
I should have given you guys the full screen. So sorry about that. So
Yeah.
I could have given the whole screen out there, and I was just
Give me the full screen.
so sorry.
Yeah.
I was
All right.
just listening to Fitz. He had me mesmerized with his pretty voice.
All right, so you want me to grab this thing?
Yeah.
We want all the pixels.
All right.
Show and tell time. And then he drops it.
I hope you've flown it already, Terry.
You don't have to put anything in it unless it's got. I think it has. I think I know what he's doing it. Unless he's going to go around and turn the lights off in his workshop.
No, I was just grabbing the battery.
I know. It doesn't have lights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. I forgot about that. I don't
You're
know
welcome.
how. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to turn on the transmitter.
Scott Will said, if we guess the number of planes in Fitz's workshop, do we get one? Yeah. I don't think Fitz knows how many planes are in his workshop.
No, I try not to count.
It's over 10, right, Fitz?
A little bit.
Oops.
Kevin just asked if I have any 3D planes coming my way. No, I'm not much of the 3D guy, so the only 3D plane I have, I guess, would be the Timber X, which I do like and I thoroughly enjoy. And I still have that extra, the high-tech Weekender Extra 300 that I fly occasionally, but I'm not the 3D guy.
plane?
It is. I mean, it can do some 3D stuff. Kevin's doing a B-25 awesome sauce. Okay, let's show and tell. Go, Terry.
Wait, hold on. Let's do this.
Ah.
Ah.
No.
Are the lights dimming in your house when you do that or something?
Okay, so this is the Piranha, which has a 6-cell battery, 6-cell 1500.
1300?
Yeah, 6-cell 1500, and comes with a EC3 connectors, and it's got some lights on the inside. There's some along the wing, and then a few in the fuselage. I don't know if it's enough to fly this thing at full dark, because it's supposed to be pretty fast, which would indicate I have not flown it yet, because I have not flown it yet. I'm going to try to fly it this weekend. The weather's been pretty crappy up here, and it's not going to get any warmer this weekend, but the wind is supposed to die down, and that's what I've been waiting for. So I've got my eye on Sunday. We'll see. And get this thing in the air. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I have not done a power or watt meter test with it yet, but I'm going to do that because, frankly, I'm scared to run it up inside my workshop, which is generally a bad idea anyway. But I don't know what kind of breeze a 6S power system would make.
One way to find out.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't want to blow stuff down.
Oh,
I'll take the watt meter to the field and do it like a sane person.
Well, you're not doing it for me and Fitz. You're doing it for the viewers.
yeah.
They want to see fan destruction.
I'm going to show you some cool
For
stuff.
science.
So it uses a satellite receiver that goes right into the gyro board, and the vertical stabilizer has a pocket molded right into it for the satellite. So, man, fits right in there. And it's the perfect distance away for the included pigtail. So, bada bing. No extra wire and all that. That looks good. So the setup so far has been really easy. It's pretty much a bolt-together airplane, no glue, just a few screws, and it all fits well. The paint's good. The stickers are good. So I'm excited.
What's it listed as for speed?
I don't know.
Nice little brick of a battery.
Ludicrous speed.
That's neat. Was there much to setting up the flight stabilizer in it, right?
No, it comes pre-set up by Kike or one of those Flex Innovations guys for this model. There's 3 different settings. I think one is gyro off, one is low rates with gyro, and the other is high rates with gyro. So we'll see. Do you guys see that battery strap? That thing is meaty.
It's when you upgraded the car battery.
Yeah. So twin rudders and elevons for flight controls.
Tilt the nose down. That looks like a very not a very wide or long diameter. Look at the motor size.
Oh,
It looked actually pretty thin. Is it deep? It just maybe just the way it looks from the top. No,
all right.
yeah, it's very thin. Yeah, wow.
Well, if you say so.
Hmm?
It's got a 6.5 by 6.5 prop on it.
It's pretty wide. The motor's pretty wide, so that probably makes
It's
up.
wide. It's just not deep.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully I'll fly it this weekend, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Excuse me while I put this back.
We know it's not going to go too fast if you're going to strap 8 cameras to it.
You gonna drill a hole in the wings too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
The fuselage anyway.
There's something wrong with that boy.
Yep. So I'm looking around to see what else I've been working on, and I hate to say it, there hasn't been much else. Yeah. And last time we talked about that CZ Cub that I got, but haven't done anything with that either. So haven't been out flying in weeks. I need to take care of that this weekend and knock some of the dust off.
You still got any snow up there?
Actually, very little. It snowed a little bit today, but not enough to stick around. So there's almost nothing. It's kind of weird.
We've been kind of murky weather here the past couple of days.
Yeah, but it's been warm.
Yeah, it's been nice and warm. It's been unusually warm according to the records they keep.
Humid too.
I don't know about tomorrow.
I'm going to skip the weather and go back to the CZ Cub.
Have you asking questions about this? You talk about the Cub. I'm going to grab my manual. Oh no, it's upstairs. Never mind. You guys are asking questions about the Piranha. Oh, maybe I have it up here. No, I don't. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know any of the technical data on
Sorry,
it.
Scott. Terry let you down.
Yeah, it's on the website.
All he wanted to know was the KV.
Let me look and see if it's printed on the motor. Stand by.
There you go.
The kilovolts? So we can talk behind Terry's back now. Oh, sorry.
1200.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Scott.
Wow, so 1200 on 6S?
Yep.
That's like a ducted fan. that's impressive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it has a 50 amp ESC in it. So yeah, hopefully it'll move.
It'll wind up, yeah.
Just watch your fingers when you let go.
Yeah, I need to look at the launch technique because I want to get that right.
Does it have little finger grips on the wing so you can discus launch that bad boy?
No, it has a grip on the bottom of the fuselage.
Okay, just doop. Or give it to a friend.
Yeah, you're gonna have somebody else launch it for you?
If I can find somebody brave enough. But I assume you launch it power off and then zoom, but we'll see. I need to recheck that part of the manual again.
Well, you could put a little harness on top of your CZ Cub. Chook. Release it. But what I was going to ask you is if you were going to install the tow hook release on the CZ Cub, or was it already installed?
Oh, no, there wasn't one in there, but I'm planning to. Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. So
that's what I'm here for, Terry.
So, I want to put a tow hook on the Cub so I can use that as a tow plane. Then I need something to tow, right? So that got me thinking that maybe my ugliest airplane in the world would be good as a glider because it didn't have a power system on it when I got it.
Plywood overcast? I figured that was the ugliest plane. What is the ugliest plane you have? I'm sorry.
You're dead to me. Fitz, do you have any questions?
Wait, should I turn my own camera off?
There we go. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't do that again. I'm sorry. Don't hurt me.
Here, I'm going to give you a reminder. Stand by. I'm going to get up again. This is so rude.
Rude.
Okay, I'm laughing and I'm causing my glasses to fog up, so I apologize.
This will jog your memory about which airplane I'm talking about.
I love my guys.
I got to wait till you're ready.
I'm ready. I can see now. It does. Okay, hold on. I'm going to give you the full screen. It has googly eyes.
Remember, you wanted me to put googly eyes on it.
Oh, and that weird foam plane?
Yes.
But that was a pusher, wasn't it? It had a little pusher motor in it?
It had a firewall, but it didn't have a motor.
Ah, okay.
So I'm thinking about just making it a glider that I can tow behind the CZ Cub.
Oh my God, you're gonna
put googly eye?
I think the CZ Cub needs googly eyes too.
And I shall name it Lee.
Lee.
Could you put like a little accent on it so it's French? Le.
Somebody's giving me credit for helping people on Facebook. Thank you, but I'm not sure what they're talking about. So
yeah, I think you were on flight test talking about yin yang or something. So you may have been
maybe.
Oh, I think you just been lurking around. Well, not lurking.
Lurking is good.
Yeah,
being a social butterfly on Facebook.
Trolling.
He pokes. There's something wrong with your plane. Yeah. So yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to that. Who's going to fly the? Well, which one are you going to fly? The Cub or the ugly? The ugly. Ugly. There you go. You now have the official name of the aircraft. The Ugly.
In my experience, it's easier to talk someone into flying a glider for you than to flying the tow plane. So I would likely fly the glider or the tow plane. I got it backwards. But I don't know. None of it exists yet. So we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Okie doke.
Yeah. So speaking of the flight test forums,
Crash and Dash
on Facebook.
Yes.
Man, a lot of people don't mind talking about things they have no clue of.
Oh, welcome to the internet.
Welcome to the internet.
You must be new here.
You know how?
Hold my hand. I'll show you.
When you buy something on Amazon, they'll have the questions and stuff, and people will respond to questions with "I don't know." They'll take the time to say "I don't know" or "I've never bought this." I feel like that's kind of what flight test is like sometimes. Just people saying, maybe it's your servo carburetor, or
you're on a receiver fluid.
Servo carburetor. I can see it now.
So, anyway, I get it. People are excited and they want to share the knowledge they have, but man, a lot of misinformation floating around that place.
It reminds me way back when I used to be a moderator on RC groups in the helicopter forum. And it was almost like it was an inverse relationship by the amount of posts and the knowledge the person had a lot of times.
Yeah.
You find somebody to post a lot of stuff, but could barely hover. And somebody you knew that who you knew was really good at flying would almost never post, or would post just a couple of quick responses about something.
It's usually you idiot.
I just thought that was fascinating. It's like, okay, that's interesting. How human nature, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, RC groups was kind of like that too. I liked it a lot when it was a smaller community and you kind of knew who the experts were and who you could trust. But as it got exponentially bigger in audience, it also got fuller of chaff.
Yeah, well, I guess it's more people. It's just numbers games, right? A percentage of the people just don't know what they're talking about, or just there to make trouble. And so
Right.
I usually start my sentences. I may not know what I'm talking about, but I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Yes, I'm wrong, but
I mean, not to rag on people. A lot of people are very well-meaning. They're not there to to give you misinformation. They just don't know what they don't know, kind of thing, or misinformed unknowingly, or something like that, or maybe just I don't know. Maybe I'll talk myself into a corner.
I sometimes see people who fly like that, who have all this money, who buy all these big planes and have no idea how to control them.
Yeah. And I would see that in the helicopter stuff too. A guy would have every bling you could have on a helicopter, and like I said, could barely fly the thing, because they thought, well, if I add this, it'll be easier to fly. Instead of just learn to fly. There may be a couple of nice things you can add, but you don't need to totally rebuild the thing with aftermarket parts to fly it. So
let's go back to paper airplanes, shall we?
Like people with fancy cameras that take bad pictures.
Oh,
have you seen that, Lee?
I know. I remember going to a wedding. This one guy spent, because it's very expensive, but I had a pretty good camera at the time. But this guy had like the latest, newest model that came out. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I saw this for sale at B&H Photo. I thought I'd get it." It was like, I just want to punch him in the face. He had no idea what he was doing, but just like, I have the money. It was for sale on B&H Photo. It was $20,000.
Or the other way around is when you show somebody a nice photo you took, like, "Oh, you must have a good camera."
Well, it's usually true though. I do have a good camera.
It was the his cell phone camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
Hey, I've seen some pretty good cell phone pictures.
I
Have we
been
elitist for long enough?
No, I wanted to share something for you guys.
Okay.
I just wondered if you guys would like to have a dead cat. Anybody need a dead cat?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have one already. There's got an extra one. Oh, what the?
Not that kind of dead cat. Yeah.
My cat jumped on the kitchen table and started chewing on a Spectrum receiver antenna.
Oh, your former cat.
The name of Cody, who once was a cat. Yeah, my Cody cat. it just, I have to tell this story. It's not aviation related, but I'm hoping some of you might find it entertaining. But this dumb cat, and I say dumb, about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, found a piece of string that was on the floor in my son's room, and it was a wax-coated string. It's a rope that I had in my office that Austin borrowed, but he left it in his room or something. The cat got a hold of it. It's a wax string that they used to tie like cables in network cable racks. So they tie these little knots. It's to do cabling, nice knit cabling. Well, I had a spool. The cat started chewing on it because he couldn't chew through it. He kept chewing it and chewing it and chewing it. He swallowed it. And we knew he was sick one day. I saw him on the floor. He wasn't acting right. And he had been pooing on the floor. Long story short, I knew he wasn't well. Took him to the vet. They saw string coming out of him and realized that, yes, they had to perform surgery. He swallowed 5 feet of string.
Oh, that's impressive.
The doctor said it was the most string they've ever pulled out of a living cat.
Oh,
they normally die. They normally die when they swallow string. So we didn't know. I mean, it was like hidden, and he didn't like have little pieces. But this cat, after that surgery, after that expensive surgery, that last time surgery I'm ever going to give him, he goes on the kitchen table and starts chewing this antenna. His name is Mud.
Did he go all the way through, or is it?
Well, he went through the outer edge, so it's dangling by that center. So all the shielding is gone.
Oh, so yeah.
But I share this as a PSA to all of you who are currently watching. If you have a cat that eats string, or if you have kids that eat string, get these away. I just pulled it out of my pocket. I got this from my neighbor who got a boat. My friend Steve. He got an RC boat from our buddy Phil, and he doesn't have a Spectrum. So he popped it out and gave it to me. I just put it out of my pocket, put it on the kitchen table. I mean, the next day, the cat got a hold of it.
Oh, you didn't have it a day.
I didn't have it a day. It didn't even been anything. I haven't even gotten to find it.
I have a picture of Cody the cat. How do I share my screen?
You hit share, and then I'll pull it up. Oh my God, is it a picture of him eating it? Did he say, "Hey, look what I'm doing"?
There it is.
I don't know if I saw anybody writing anything about the cat, but oh my god. Oh yeah, same here. My cat puts in tennis straws. Oh yeah. Okay, add to stream. If that cat had 9 lives, it just bit every last one of them.
Actually, I know something like that happened to somebody I work with, but it was a dog, and a dog was chewing through a cable that was plugged in. And that was the last time he chewed through a cable that was plugged in.
Wow.
But he didn't die. He just got thrown across the room. But fortunately, he lived.
Wow.
My brother and I had a cat that would do that. It would eat through power cords, and they would just be open. They'd have wires, but I don't know how his teeth were being grounded. But yeah, he
electricity makes it tingle.
I mean, it's one thing to like chew through an extension cord or something. That's okay. But when he was chewing through like amplifier, like original cords to the amplifier or the television, that was when the cat was. I think we started putting hot sauce on all the cables. So I guess I got to go around all my Spectrum antennas and put a little Tabasco sauce.
Spicy receiver.
Anti-Cody venom or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, that was my workshop share. My damn receiver.
Well, I have a related story, also not airplane oriented, but we had to buy all new outdoor Christmas lights this year because last year we had all our stuff hanging up. Squirrels bit through all of the lights about every 10 feet. We're like, that has never happened before. We've had these same lights up before for years and never had a problem. And then all of a sudden this year, like in 20 different places, squirrels chewed all the way through the wires.
There's a new squirrel gang in the neighborhood.
I guess.
Marking their territory.
Maybe somebody went around putting peanut butter on my lights because they didn't like them or something. But.
So Terry, I don't know if my family's watching in the other room or Cindy's watching, but we had a squirrel incident today. And this is interesting. It's just funny.
If only you had a cat to take care of
bloody squirrel.
This cat is scared to death of it. We had this huge squirrel that we've seen in our backyard. But a couple of days ago, we noticed that there were some branches, chewed off branches from a bush at the other end of the house were sitting in the gutter near our awning. Well, today I noticed that there was like more, and I started seeing like material coming out. So I took a little stick and started tapping it, and you could hear rustling in the gutters. And Cindy heard me tapping on it. She came out, and this huge squirrel came out of the gutter. It was building a nest there. Well, I was like, the squirrel and I had a little showdown, just like the good, the bad, and the ugly. I went to my car. That squirrel jumped out of the gutter, crawled on the roof to where my car was, and we just sat there. It was slapping its tail, hitting its thing. I was slamming the side of my car door. I mean, we were just like, I see you. But
like Ice Age.
Well, I called my neighbor who's our exterminator, and he goes, well, they're actual game, and they're so you really can't just shoot them if you want to. But he goes, but if it's in your backyard, you can do whatever you want. And it was just building a nest. So today I was like getting on my brave face, and I was using my camera to see if he was around because I was tapping everywhere on it. But I saw the nest. I cleared out the nest, and I sprayed this. You may have heard or remember the story about the birds that we had nesting in our front door.
Yeah, I remember.
So we bought this incredibly stinky smell stuff that we sprayed to get them gone. Well, I still had some. I sprayed it there. But man, he was a big squirrel. And my biggest fear was it's exactly what you were watching, but the scene from the Vacation Christmas when the squirrel jumps through the window and, gets Elaine. I was waiting for the squirrel to just jump out and get me.
Well, you have a drone, right? Why don't you just take one of your quads up there and harass him?
Oh gosh! Well, I mean, I don't know.
You ever watch Rick and Morty? You ever see that show?
Oh, I love Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Did you catch the episode where Rick made some sort of helmet thing so he could listen? So Rick could listen to animals.
Don't ruin it. For those of you who like Rick and Morty, haven't seen it. That is a funny episode. It's a short. It's one of those short scenes. Yeah, it's not very long, but the squirrel thing is.
Let's say squirrels were involved.
I know squirrels are tasty. I like that.
Yeah, I see that in chat.
Oh, okay. Well, so we got way off of RC topics, but sorry, you had me thinking about that. So hopefully, I've gotten rid of my squirrel issue, and I won't have a squirrel also coming into my workshop and chewing up stuff out of spite.
He's in his bunker right now making plans.
Oh, okay. So how about we get back on topics? Anybody have any questions on the comment section? Anything y'all want to chat about before we move on? Our not so important checklist, just stuff we were looking at.
smoke. Somebody talking about people who can't fly, people who can do airbags, who can't land.
Oh,
I'm going to shout out to Kevin Peavy. Kevin, you corrected yourself. You said 3D planes, but you meant 3D printed planes. That makes more sense for me. But I will tell you, I'm just going to say it. I had my printer up and running. I was printing some stuff pretty well, but I went back to printing one of the 3D planes I'm working on. It ain't working. And I'm frustrated with either Cura or maybe I do have something wrong with this printer. I talked to actually Fitz. I'm thanking you right now on air live. You sent me a text about the filament being wet, possibly causing more stringing. I did switch to a different filament and had better results with less stringing, but I'm having other issues that really I don't think are related to that or humidity. So I've kind of like the news. I've turned it off. I'm just going to step away from the FL Sun for a while. I'll go back to printing little things, little clips or something, and
many things.
I don't know, and maybe try a different filament altogether. But the plane is it's not coming together that I was working on, so it's just not happening for me.
Dang it! I forgot one thing. Speaking of 3D printing that I'm working on, but it's back in the other room. It took me a minute to get it, but I'm starting to 3D print something for a project for another guy that he's working on. So I'm printing out some cockpit pieces for a bomber, very big bomber. So it's kind of neat. We did a test print. It looks like it's going to fit pretty nicely. So now I'm working on spitting out some pieces and stuff. So it's going to take a while. But I was hoping if I thought of it, I brought one to show you guys how it looked like. I found a nice cockpit on Thingiverse of all places, surprisingly. So I was able to scale it. It was the wrong scale, but it's easy to scale it up. So I got the nice. I'm in the process of finding other pieces. I've got the cockpit, the seats, throttle quadrants, yokes.
This is an RC plane?
Yeah, RC plane. It's for a big B-17 bomber.
Do I know this one you're talking about?
You may. Keith Fontenote is working on it. If you know,
I know it.
I forgot who's the other guy's name. Is it Barry? Maybe
Barry.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Barry. I just didn't know if you were going to mention it, but yeah, it's Barry.
Yeah. Keith is in my club, and he posted something. He says, "Hey, anybody with a 3D printer can help me out with something?" And I said, "Well, that's what you need." And he's looking for some bits and pieces to make it more scale-like and add cockpit details and whatnot. I said, "Oh, well, hey, that's I think I can help out with that." And so, because he was asking for some files, he doesn't have a 3D printer, and so he wondered what can be printed for it. And so I found the cockpit, found a Norden bomb sight. I found some
stuff was on Thingiverse.
Yeah, mostly on Thingiverse. Did I find a gun? Yeah, I found a gun on Thingiverse. Lots of stuff there, and there's some other sources.
Real
like
gun? Are you talking?
No, we said it's a little scale.
I bet
gun.
you could.
You probably could, yes. Or on somewhere in a the dark web, you can find.
It's a 1911. He's just going to stick in the nose.
So yeah,
hand sticking out.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Hey, do you happen to know the wingspan on that thing? Because I know it's just a massive, like 170.
A couple of blocks. I forgot. It's in feet, and lots of feet, double-digit feet, 20 feet maybe. It's monster. It's 1/6 scale. So do back calculations on that.
Wow.
It's big.
That's big.
Probably close to Bally's bomber. Think of that.
I'm not going to say who it is. I mean, I could say it's Adam. He said, "Watch out for those fake exhaust stains." That's your job. That's your job. You got to stop them. You got to go. No.
I'll be don't spray that. Get a step away from the airbrush.
You know what? Just for fun, to entertain everybody, I'm going to roll up a picture that Adam just cringed over. I think I could pull it up. So you guys keep talking.
All right. So the next is the nose stuff. I found it, like I said, about Norden bomb sight, but I guess we need some other stuff to populate the big glass nose. So when you look in there, you don't see just a open structure. And the ball
like a
turret.
Fishbowl, I guess.
It's like a big fish. Yeah. Yeah, big fish bowl. So there's a bomb sight, there's a chair. I think there's a little desk from when we've been in the bombers. I remember seeing like a little desk and maybe something for the navigator to do his stuff, and maybe some details for the ball turret as well on the bottom. I have actually plastic model of a B-17 I pulled out, about a nice 1/48 scale, if I remember correctly. So it's a pretty big model, but surprisingly, there's like no ball turret detail in the model. It's just 2 guns sticking out, and that's it. It's like, oh, come on. You could put a chair in there or something. I know what it looks like.
Hey, speaking of, I was trolling Facebook classifieds like I do, and some people had listed pre-built plastic models. They looked okay, but they were selling for like $100 each. Was that just a crazy person, or is that normal?
I think that's on a high end. Personally, I wouldn't pay that much for a pre-built one. Unless it was like maybe if it was like a museum quality or something, if it's something you could almost take to a model show and show off. Maybe if it's big.
People buy pre-built models at all?
Not really. None of the I belong to a plastic model club, and I've pretty much never heard anybody buying a pre-built model because they're a plastic model. They like to build them.
Okay, crazy person.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about models. You build them, you spend a lot of time in them, but once they're done, there's almost no market for them. Maybe a museum might take some, but usually they're donations and not bought.
Right.
Maybe you can sell them if you build on commission. That happens a lot. Somebody says, "Hey, I really like this particular model. Can you build it for me, and I'll pay you X number of dollars." In fact, I've done that before a couple times. I've built models for people.
I'm going to pull this photo up real quick, but these stains right here are bad.
Yes.
If you have stains here, that's not a good sign. You should not be flying. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think Adam can confirm that in the comment section.
I actually looked it up too. Those are vents. They're not exhaust. The exhaust are on the bottom of the nacelles.
So when he sees this, it's his fingers on the chalkboard.
Yeah, it looks neat. It almost looks like there should be, stains and stuff on there. Sometimes you can get some oil stains that go around them a little bit. And people might think
he goes oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, Adam's probably saying it fits. It does not look neat. It looks wrong.
It's wrong.
It would not pass inspection.
For the lay person, it looks neat. You got to admit, if you're a normie, you're like, oh, that's cool. Weather looks like something out of Hollywood. But but if you're a modeler, then you should know.
If you have significant time in a real B-17,
just like Adam does, yes.
Yeah.
So
speaking of 3D printed airplanes,
okay.
I saw some stuff on Instagram this week, and it was a pretty cool 3D printed SR-71 that was made with lightweight PLA. And I saw the picture.
PLA.
I'm like, that looks like the Neat Fair field. And sure enough, the pictures were taken at the Neat Fair, like right where my tent was, right there on the park flyer line.
And I did not see it
the whole weekend. So I don't know how I missed it, but it
I guess it really is stealth, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe they didn't fly it while I was there. They flew it earlier, but I was bummed about missing it. And it looks like it uses the radio gear and power system from the UMX Ultrix, the little twin engine wing thing that I have that I like.
Oh, it's a wee plane, wee lass, huh?
Yeah, it's a little thing.
One.
Yeah, it's little.
Adam Woodworth makes a lot of cool airplanes using that system. So it's pretty versatile, I think.
It wasn't Adam Woodworth?
No, he wasn't there this year.
Oh, really?
And I forgot the guy's name. It's listed somewhere. So,
yes, a couple of people said they saw it. Or
Jason and Steven they were there. They saw it, but I missed it, and I'm bummed. So, hopefully, it and I will be back at the Neat Fair next year.
Maybe you're over at the lake float pond. Whatever.
That's probably it.
We'll just say that.
I should mention that I did finally got a chance to fly that plane that I printed with LWPLA, the lightweight PLA.
Eclipson, right?
The Eclipson, not the Stream. What's the other one? The Panthera.
Chutzpah?
Panthera. So I got a chance to fly. That was an interesting flight. It survived, but it had some interesting things. So that'll be a video.
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
That's his way of saying
I did here locally. I got my other guy. We just did a quick run at the field, did a couple flights, and it was.
Are you beta testing that, or is it a released design?
It's released. I did get it pre-released to do a build video on it. There's a build video on my YouTube channel, so I need to do part 2, which is the flight video. But by the time I got around it, it's already released and tweaked. In fact, mine was such an early version, the CG marks were wrong on it. It's got molded in CG marks. And
are you foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing?
That if your CG marks were wrong and it was
no, they were changed before the release version.
Okay.
And so I was notified. Said, hey, before you fly it, the CG's off. Make sure it's this point, not this point. So, but there's some nuances to that LWPLA, and it's interesting. And I do like it in a lot of ways, but in some ways you got to be careful. It's a little different than regular PLA.
Can't feed it after midnight.
Can't feed it after midnight.
Well, it expands coming out of the nozzle, right?
Yes, and don't drop it in water. Yes, that's the interesting thing about it. You extrude it at half the rate, so the rolls are a little bit smaller, but they actually last a little bit longer because it's kind of a lot of it's air, kind of like frozen ice cream, right? Or it's not mostly air or half air. So interesting stuff. So, but it's sitting over there on the bench, also I was printing out some. Since it has such a nice texture on the outside, I was printing out some missiles for my A10 using the LWPLA because it has such a nice surface texture on it. You pretty much don't have to do any filling on it. You just paint it or leave it like it is. You don't see all the little ridges. So that is lightweight. But it's not, it's a little more spongy. So when you play with it, you got to print it with thicker walls sometimes, depending on what you're doing, than regular PLA. But
it's still a net weight loss?
Yes, definitely.
All right. You don't seem all that excited about it, so I'm trying to read you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I just got done talking about it for 5 minutes.
I know, but you're like, yeah.
You're supposed to do a jump? It's PLA!
That's what I'm looking for.
No, it's nice. I just realized it has its nuances, that's all.
If you were trying to talk me into a blind date with PLA, I'm out the door.
This is lightweight PLA.
It has a great personality.
Yeah, it's got a...
It's Jason has a question on our comments.
Oh, I didn't see it. Have you noticed much variability in how the prints for different colors? Sorry, I only have one color, so I haven't had a chance to change colors. And the company, last time I looked on their site, NetFab, they only had 2 colors. So I don't know. I can't answer that.
White and antique white.
It's like a
eggshell.
It's white and sort of a black color or something. And that's funny. You mentioned I painted the windows black, and of course in the sun it kind of warped a little bit.
Oh, really?
So kind of warpy. What do you call it? It's PLA. It's got a lower heat temperature, but it can be careful with it.
You have to bring
to my list of things I miss about Texas. Melting airplanes.
Melting airplanes. Yes.
The lightweight PLA aircraft has to be shipped in an igloo with a 3-pound bag of ice.
Yeah, yeah. Only in northern climates. This product for Canada only.
Please store immediately back in cooler after flight.
But Jason's right. A lot of times PLAs will vary depending on color. Some colors print better than others, or use different temperatures than others, that kind of stuff. So it's the 3D printing is half science, half art. There is a thing you can get, or a file, or a way you can set the printer to change temperature as you're printing, so you can build this little stack of different temperatures and see how the results of your print are, so you can kind of tune in. And then you can have presets for your slicer, so that depending on your color, you can say, okay, this color needs this setting, this color needs this setting, this company, this color. It can get really, really detailed. I don't usually do that much, but whatever. So anyway, yeah, I was just thinking when you said LWPLA, lightweight PLA, it reminded me, oh yeah, I finally flew that. It is nice. It's very lightweight. The plane can really slow down really nicely. It handled nicely. So I think it's interesting stuff, and I'll continue to experiment with it.
All right, cool. I look forward to the video.
You've got me thinking, now that we're talking about it, now the buzz is in my head. I have not flown my new Cessna 337 at our club yet.
No?
No.
Okay. The red one? Red and white?
Yeah, red and white one. So
you flew it though, right?
Oh yeah. I flew it at the Best Tex Best in Dallas.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw you fly. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm thinking I might. I've got to go to the club tomorrow. It's actually it's the first time this year I've been, but we have a new type of mower that I've got to go study and learn and hopefully not screw up or set on fire. But tomorrow morning we got a meeting, but I think I'll go a little early and bring the 337. Get it some airtime.
Cool. What's the weather supposed to be like?
Muggy. Just 70s.
Did you see if it was going to be rainy or cloudy or?
Muggy. Muggy is the proper word.
Muggy's okay.
I'll actually say it's raining. It's just like the 10% range.
Is it flying weather?
I can probably fly. Yeah.
Okay.
But Terry,
what?
We probably should have talked to us about the beginning when we were doing the AMA Air, but you mentioned on the takeover that you wrote your first article. But for those who haven't seen the takeover video, congratulations, and tell us about your new article in Model Aviation.
Oh, you're talking about the column.
Has it been published already?
It's in the February issue, so the digital.
I read it.
The print
One of-
edition.
One of your best friends here read
Oh.
it.
Okay, sorry. I was too busy watching his yin yang video.
And that, depending on the context of that sentence, that could be taken.
There's no
I'll
way
be here all
around
week.
it.
So it's funny, I shoot my videos right here behind me. And when I was making that video last week or the week before, there were a couple times I said the sentence something like, make sure you can see your yin yang, and just something like that. And as I said it, I'm like, I don't know how else to say this, but so I got to go out there and take the heat once it's released. So
Just say it proudly. Yin yang.
yeah.
Yin yang.
But anyway, congratulations.
What's Chinese for yin yang? Oh, yin yang.
Yin yang. Yeah.
All
right. What was the question?
No, it's not a question. It's just that I guess I'll just let you tell us, but I kind of figured what your first article would be about. It's your favorite word, I think. It's what you always ask. Yeah, it's what you always ask us how many watts or how many amps when we're getting a new plane. You always want to know the answer.
Yeah, well, I think it's critical, but it's not just about watt meters. It starts out. Well, I don't want to tell the whole thing. We want people to read this thing, but
give them snippets.
I give them the Cliff Notes. So it talks a little bit about what a watt meter is, why it's good for you, and then I go into, are the Amazon watt meters any good? So I noticed that there's some cheapo watt meters on Amazon for like $15, and so I was, hey, you have one?
I was thinking I had one handy, but not the cheapo ones. I had a nice one.
Oh,
I have an Astroflight too.
For the sake of science, I bought one and compared the results with my normal hobby watt meters, and I listed the results in the article, the column. So you have to read to find out. So yeah, this is a $15 watt meter. It doesn't come with the connectors.
Now, Terry, have you ever seen my e-meter? The Hyperion e-meter?
Oh, I'm familiar with it. I'm sure I've seen it.
I still have that thing. That darn thing is pretty darn cool. I'm surprised that, what is that, Fitz? It's just blurry, Fitz. There we go. Yeah. Oh, the article. Yeah. But that e-meter is where you can do an inline. It had a little pigtail that came out and had pins. You just plug it right in the circuit. So it was very convenient and had a tachometer on it. Has. Oh, really? It's not past tense.
Like an optical tachometer?
Yeah. So you can actually get the actual RPM and power wattage too, not just electronic.
Does it show that on the same screen as your power readings? Okay, that's pretty handy.
I think I'll have to let you borrow it because I think you'd like it. But if I don't have it handy, so I'm not going to go digging.
Yeah.
So it looks like I have the same watt meters in your article.
Yeah. It might have a few different stickers, but it looks the same.
This one's pretty nice. And I have the old Astroflight one too that I've had forever.
Right.
And I picked this one up. I can't remember why I picked this one up. Because I wanted one with different connectors. I didn't want to make a whole bunch of adapters. So I have one for my old power poles, and now I have one for the EC5s or whatever these are. Yeah, EC5s.
Right.
Yeah. So
all right, cool.
My problem is I wanted one, anything over 120 amps. Well, this was 180. That's why I think I picked it up too, because it's higher amp than the Astroflight one.
What is it? 180?
180, yeah. See it?
I don't know if mine does that. Now this one says 150, which I don't have any planes that pull that much.
I do.
Yeah.
I have.
So you got the turbo model.
So yeah, my Zero I know pulls about a 160 amp,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I have EDFs that pull around there as well.
There's no JST connector on that end.
No.
It was just disintegrate.
Yeah. It would have noped right out of there. But somebody at one point made one, I think it was 200 amp. But they're hard to find. I remember years ago when I only had the Astroflight, to get anything higher, I actually had to do the shunt.
The Kowalski shunt?
The Kowalski shunt, where you basically you can calculate the gauge of the wire and how much you can probe the wire with a voltmeter, and if you just get it just the right distance, the volts equals amps, and so it's like 0.01 ohms or something like that, and it actually worked pretty well. I did that for quite a while for some of my stuff because for high power stuff, but that's kind of crude. But
whatever, it doesn't have to be exact. You're really ballparking this stuff.
Yeah, I just want to get an idea for props and speed controller and make sure I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
Because I actually burnt out a speed controller in my Zero once because the amp meter I had couldn't go high enough, and I was kind of guessing what prop was doing, and the thing spooled up, and then it smoked the speed controller because 160 amp speed controller wasn't big enough.
Yeah, I don't think you can extrapolate either. Say if it's this many amps at half throttle, it's double that at full throttle.
Yeah, it's not linear. No.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't want to do that anyway, because the way speed controls work, it's not actually half the amperage; it's full amperage for half the time.
Right.
It's just averaging it for you.
Yeah, what they call duty cycle. So it's applying full power in short bursts, and as you power up, the bursts get longer and longer. So it's really switching on and off. That's why actually you can overheat speed controllers if you run them at low speed, if you're near the max power, max current rating, and you're running it at low speed, it can actually overheat them more than at high speed.
Right.
If that makes any sense. At full throttle.
Yeah.
And Terry, Greg just chimed in.
I see that.
Maybe you should mention for some who do
not. No, Greg is dead to me.
Did we mention that Terry's article was just kind of needed a little work? It wasn't quite as good as the previous author, but
well, yeah, I would say you're probably right. So Greg Kimlick, the former Electrics columnist, is here. Thanks for joining us, Greg.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Greg. Hopefully, Terry takes up the reins as his successor and honors his previous reign holder.
And by the way, Greg, your RC roundtable sticker is in the mail. So,
but did you sign it?
Well, he was kind enough he won during the AMA takeover of one of our giveaways, but he gave it away to another viewer. So he just said he wanted an RC roundtable sticker. So
I thought he wanted all us to sign it.
Well, too bad. I'm not
link.
Making it around. I put a few bits and so forth.
A traveling sticker.
But it'll just have to do.
Oh, okay. You're going to take it and like it.
But you know what? We're getting to our hour wrap-up time, and I thought maybe we'd just do the giveaway now. So if you were here at the beginning... It's an hour.
It is a socialist show.
It's such a party pooper.
Where's Bernie? We need Bernie back.
Oh, I can bring Bernie back. For those of you who came in late.
Bernie likes to give stuff away. Let him give it away.
Bernie is giving away an AMA mug. During our takeover, we were giving away items, and I got a couple more goodies from the AMA shop. So for those of you who are still tuning in right now, I'm going to do a quick giveaway. So those of you who are watching this 2 days later, forget it.
It's a redistribution.
The redistribution, exactly. Robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. Email us at contact@rcroundtable.com. Let's see, what should the subject line be? Terry, you come up with the subject line.
That's the subject line. I got yin and my yang.
No. I don't want to open those emails.
Terry's yin yang.
Favorite prop brand. We want to know your favorite brand of propeller and why.
Oh,
Terry has said it. I didn't. So email contact in the subject line. Just put mug giveaway, and go ahead and answer Terry's question. What's your favorite prop and why? And I will grab a couple of responses. Say today. I can say this on the show. It's the 22nd of January. So tomorrow I'll cut it off on the 23rd. So if you're watching this after the 23rd, there's no need to email us, and just you feel like telling us what your favorite prop is, you're more than welcome to share that with us.
So they have to email us. They can't just comment here.
No, I think I want the email.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that may take a while. Some of them are probably like trying to put all their thoughts together. Why do I like Master Air Screw over Thor? So anyway, do that, guys. Email us, contact@rcroundtable.com. I'll put your name in a running, and I will send you guys a mug if you're the winner.
All right, fantastic.
And Devin just asked, you know what? I'm going to put it up here right now because I can do that. Here you go. Give me a second here.
So the point of that question is maybe it will spur a topic that we talk about down the road.
And while you're at it, go ahead and tell us any other topics you'd like to mention or you'd like us to mention on the show.
All right, I'm going to mention one thing that I've been trying to talk about for a few episodes, but for some reason it hasn't come up. So I'll be real quick, and I guess I'll just introduce it now and we can go in depth next time. But I've been playing with a new LED light controller. I told you guys about the one that I got that was in the last article of Model Aviation.
For the Radian.
For the Night Radian, right. That's a plug and play replacement of the stock one. But this new one is not made specifically for the night radium, but it's made for those types of lights, the 3-color LEDs. And it's by a company in New Zealand, Mud LED. And basically, it you can use the 5-volt or the 12-volt lights, and it comes with an interface with a smartphone program where you create the programs yourself. You don't write code, but you tell it what you want it to do, and it does it. And you can overlap these different programs, and you can have different strings of lights running at the same time. It's really cool. So I'm having fun with it. That's me knocking on wood. I'm going to build a night flyer, and I'm going to use these things, and I'm going to play around with the lights and see what it's capable of. But it's a pretty neat little thing.
Will this be in an upcoming article?
I'm not sure. It might. That's the plan, but I gotta get all my ducks in a row.
Or you can just do it for the RC Roundtable.
I could, but for anybody who wants to look it up, it's mudled.com. No, I'm probably making that up. Hold on. There's a thread on RC Group.
Be careful.
Where did you get that name from?
Yeah.
You said Australia?
New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand. Sorry. Oh, well, okay.
Aren't they the same?
No.
Like North and South
Fighting
Carolina?
words.
Basically the same thing.
I think they're brothers from another mother's. It's the Kiwis versus the Aussies.
What is the website? Muddart.nz.
Muddart. Maybe it's a Kiwi thing. Muddart. I'll look that up.
Terry's frozen.
Terry has frozen.
Tango, Nancy Zulu.
You froze, Terry. Say it again.
Oh. I'll go slower. Mike, Uniform, Delta, Alpha, Romeo, Tango, Nancy Zulu.
So, gentlemen, here, Devin Hudson just said he bought one. Oh, here, I got to learn how to do this better. Look.
Yeah, I got mine.
There you go.
Give that guy some credit. I might just start randomly picking other things from the past. So, all right, guys, here you go. You're going to get your wish. This like George tapping my watch. He was like waiting right at the second. And by the way, George, we were late because of Fitz. And then our buddy Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
So, Kevin, I think you're going to like it. Let me know what you think once you start playing with yours. I got mine from Race Day Quads. I think there's already distributors in the U.S., so I bought mine from them. And I've been talking with the developers, and they've been giving me some hints. So, pretty cool little system. And I'll go in more detail next time. Maybe I'll have it set up so I can show you.
Awesome.
I can see you're excited.
Is that okay?
All right. Did we get everything on your little?
Golly gee willikers.
I think so. And if we didn't, we'll save it for our next show.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else we missed?
We have a list of people that we need to have as guests that are waiting in the wings.
Oh yeah.
So we should have a couple episodes to get them on board.
Yeah.
And what we should do is get people to ask, tell us who they want on. I'm sorry, I'm doing
some suggestions. If you know somebody you think should be on, let us know. If you how do you say, you have friends in high places within the modeling community, let us know. We'd love to talk.
Why are you smacking that proper?
I know, it's like it's about to hit somebody.
I know. It's like I know. Anyway.
New Zealand.
Yeah, we're going to get some more people on. We had a nice comment. Was it from? I mean, gosh, was it Greg who said it about we should do more live shows?
I think it was Greg Gimlick. Yeah.
Oh.
So
he's probably changing his mind after tonight.
Well, I thought we were going to try to do one a month at least, right? At some point.
Well, we tried. It was odd last year, but I will say, guys, Fitz has got a pretty good active YouTube, and unfortunately, I'm not always getting his alerts. But Fitz will. I know I'm pointing to it.
You got to hit the bell.
Well, I did hit the bell. I have hit the bell. Bell. No, anyway.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Loves to interact with his listeners. He'll do a 2-hour show. That's why this 1 hour is like he's like, I gotta keep talking.
Just a warm up.
But Fitz, I think I'll wrap up with this because it was really cool, and then it'll get people to go see that's hobbyview.com. Is that your actual website, or is it just Hobbyview?
No, there's no hobbyview.com. Actually, that's wrong.
Okay, so it's just Hobbyview. The YouTube channel is just Hobbyview.
It's YouTube. It's YouTube/C/Hobbyview.
Okay, sorry about that. So, but go look up Hobbyview on YouTube.
Can I get that domain? That's interesting. I never thought about that.
Oh, I apologize. People are getting weird stuff right now. But it was really neat.
Right here, big boy.
You mentioned, I don't know if it's handy, but you mentioned that little battery powered soldering iron.
Yeah.
And as a cute little video you made.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, it's a neat little iron. I was impressed.
Yeah,
the fact that he put an Enterprise on the little LCD screen, like that fits. There you go, guys. If y'all can see this is really kind of cool. And
is that a soldering iron in your pocket? Or never mind.
Focusing for some reason.
Yeah, let us know if you guys have seen Fitz's Hobby View station. Obviously, if you watch his, you got to watch ours too. Don't just give all the goods to Fitz there. But this little battery-powered soldering iron he was able to program it so when it starts up, it actually had your name on it too, right?
Yeah, it had. You can change it. Yeah, you can change the logo when it starts up. So it's just a monochrome bitmap image. So you can make it pretty much anything you want. You can make it. It's not animated, but you can make it. I added my label. For battery here, sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, when it turns on, it's just a little OLED screen right here, which is real nice. And so it's a graphical display. So it displayed my logo, or had a little Starship Enterprise on it. It has the instructions. It'll show temperature. It's really nice. Check out the video, and you'll see me kind of play around with it.
I find it funny that a firmware upgrade gave you 50 more Celsius.
Yeah.
It's like, how did it magically,
I don't know.
Data bits give you 50 more Celsius?
I didn't know this was made by Tesla.
That was hilarious. I really did start laughing. I was like, how in the heck is that possible?
Yeah, I was surprised too. It's like 50. Okay. Can it do 500 then?
Maybe the next firmware. We'll see.
1,000 degrees.
But it looked like it was able to get in some tight spots for you. I mean, I will say this. This is my favorite soldering iron. I've had this for 25, almost 30 years. I mean, guys, look at the tip here. That's the original tip. That's the original tip. And I've taken really good care of this bad boy, and I love it. I use it a lot. Oh, I'm just kidding. We were talking about this, Terry. Remember the picture of the girl holding the soldering iron like this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I love this little adjustable. It's just an industrial type soldering iron. I got it from a factory, but if you're into soldering, maybe we'll talk about that. If you guys have a question about it, we can have a little show your soldering iron. But that was a cool little video. I was just trying to bring up for.
Oh, thank you.
So, Lee, did you see that Steve Niezgoda had a suggestion for a guest?
I did not. Troy Williams?
Troy McMillan, who I guess does 3D printed planes. Oh, yeah, right. I've seen his Instagram. He's got some bush planes. He's been playing around with the lightweight PLA. And yep. Okay.
Oh,
I'm with you now, Steve.
Yeah, just respond to chat. I should mention, this is made by Secure, SEQURE, I think.
Are we supposed to know who that is?
Well,
I never heard of him until this. Somebody mentioned that, Joe. I mean, I just thought I'd mention the name of it in case you're curious about what soldering.
Well, let's just do this real quick. That right there, if I can actually get this unplugged, stand by. This is actually pretty funny. Hold yours up, Fitz. Which one do you want to put in your hobby box? I take this to this is the running joke right here. For those of you who don't know me or have not heard us talk about Best, but this little bad boy has soldered so many things at Best. Fitz has used it hundreds of times.
Yeah,
I've had people buy batteries and then come over to my workbench and use my soldering iron. This one right here. This is responsible for many flights, RC flights right here, to solder people's batteries. And I will tell you though, it's not always a joy to bring along because it's so big and bulky and noisy. But look at Fitz's little thing. That's something you can throw in your box and power it up. And how much does it cost?
It's like $40-$50. I think around 50. And it can run off of anything from a 3S to a 6S lithium battery, or 12 volts power supply or whatever. So it's got a wide voltage range, very convenient. It's got a little thing that plugs in there. And so just keep it in your work flight box. And there you go. It's ready to use it for any old battery you may have laying around.
Makes a great gift.
It makes a great gift. If somebody's day is coming up, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, whatever. Huh. Oh, in fact, I have a discount. If you go to my YouTube, in the description, there's apparently you can get 10% off or something. The company was generous. Said, hey, tell your people to get 10% off. Okay.
Thanks, Fitz.
Coupon code.
Coupon code, Coupon code Hobby View, I think is what it was.
All right, cool.
All right. So, is that it?
That's
Are we
it.
done? We're done. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again. Welcome in the new year here at the RC Roundtable. We always enjoy chatting with you guys in the chat, seeing the familiar faces and new faces or new names from all around the world. So check with us in, I guess, a couple of weeks. We'll have our regular broadcast, maybe a special guest if we're lucky. And any last words, guys, before we bugger on out of here?
No, it sounds like we need to decide if we're going to start posting these live videos as regular podcasts, even though we have a lot of look here type content.
Oh, yeah. Normally I was doing that, and I really dropped the ball on it for quite some time.
Well, I did too. I guess the question is to our listeners: do you want us to add this as an audio podcast too, or just keep them separate? And you can email us back if you don't want to answer right now.
Send us a note at contact@rcroundtable.com. Say, we demand that you make your YouTube's audio, or I don't want to make my ears bleed by happening to watch you and listen to you later on. So,
well, like, hey, Fitz, what's that behind you? Well, can't you see it?
Yeah. Can you see that? Is that great? Oh no, I'm on radio. I can't hear you. Can't see anything. So be sure to, if you're watching just on YouTube, don't know much about our podcast, go to rcroundtable.com and you can listen live, or you can join up with the various streaming services that we subscribe to and get on iTunes and whatever Android tunes or whatever else they use. So Podbean, Podbean and stuff. In fact, I helped club member set his iTunes up so he can get our podcast just the other day. So there are people that listen to us, believe it or not. Oh, I'm amazed.
Don't close
I've had a couple people.
Because I meant to address this earlier, but Jared Clark had made several comments through here, and we didn't talk about any of them. Several of them were about the Piranha, and I was talking about how to launch the thing. He said there's a takeoff assist function. So I probably need to read the manual again and find all that stuff out. So that's good to know. Just chuck it and go.
Sorry about that, Jared. Sorry we missed you. Next time, send us a super chat. Sorry, just kidding. Okay, well, I don't know what else to say other than it's been fun. The Friday is finally here, and I think I will also try to sneak out tomorrow and get a flight in or two. I saw my club mates were talking about going flying tomorrow, so maybe I'll go out as well, dodge the rainstorm, rain clouds or whatever. And we can talk about it next time.
All right. Go Bills.
Everybody.